Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up, y'all? Robbie TV, Shake Back Kid, we back active, baby. We back live with it. Yeah, man, what's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Got a couple topics to talk about today. Yeah, man. So, yeah, yo, I just say, man, they just booked Big Shot Billups, man. My man Chauncey Billups, man. Mr. Big Shot. You know what I mean? From out that bad boy Pistons team. They booked him and Rozier, man. He said for illegal sports betting. Which I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. If y'all see these commercials and all this shit now, yo, this sports betting shit is getting out of control. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, it's getting out of control, bro. Like, they betting this shit, like, yo, it made sports, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. Sports ain't even the same no more with this betting shit. Like, motherfuckers don't even watch, even though the NBA and all of this shit kind of got, it kind of got phony. Like, once Kobe left, I ain't gonna lie. Once Kobe left, Steph Curry did kind of, you know what I mean, amp it up. You feel what I'm saying? With him and LeBron and all them, you know what I mean? We had some good years, like 2016, 2017, 2015. They was good years for the league. 2018, you feel what I'm saying? But, yeah, that shit phony now, I ain't gonna lie to you. And then with the sports betting shit now, everybody trying to hit the parlays and all that. Yeah. Sports a dub now. That shit ain't even exciting no more, bro. The sports betting shit that took over the game. Now everybody sports betting. Everybody trying to hit their parlay. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't even watching for the entertainment portion no more. Everybody just try to hit that. A lot of niggas don't even watch, like me. I don't even watch sports no more, bro. Like, I watch football here and there when the Ravens play. But other than that, I don't even watch sports. That shit don't feel the same no more, yo. Sports don't feel the same no more, man. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. Robbie TV. What's up with y'all, man? What's up with y'all? Armand, what's up with you, bro? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. We talking about this sports betting, man. How sports betting and took over the the league, man. Like, when it come to like basketball, football, sports betting and took over the league, bro. So yeah, I just seen where they just locked up Chauncey Billups and Rozier, the feds. You know what I mean? For illegal sports betting. Let me see. And I seen some shit with Rozier. Rozier was booked. Rozier was booked. I think they was investigating him for a little minute. This happened back in like March, like a couple months ago. It's like 6 months ago for real. I remember they said something about Rozier that they was investigating him for illegal sports betting. Which Jordan and them been doing that shit back in the day. Jordan and them was back on their own games back in the day. You feel what I'm saying? So we already know that shit. Let me see. Rozier. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe.
Here you have a sitting NBA head coach, a former Hall of Fame player that is arrested and involved in this, and Terry Rozier, an active player that has been arrested as well as part of sports gambling accusations. And it places at least 2 NBA careers here in peril. And for Chauncey Billups, a wire fraud charge, money laundering, each of those counts up to 20 years.
Damn.
Illegal poker game fixing. But also in this indictments, there were also examples where Chauncey Billups, at least one example where Chauncey Billups potentially, allegedly gave information on his team tanking two sports bettors. And Terry Rozier has been under investigation by the federal government for at least the last 2 years for a March 2023 game. But the NBA, to be clear, had cleared him. That's why he's been able to play the last couple of seasons with the Miami Heat. And so this investigation, like Aaron just said, it started off with Jonte Porter. That's the origin story of this. That's where this all began. That's when about a handful of people were charged, arrested eventually, but now this is at over 30 people. How much larger of a list can this get? That's what everyone in the league is keeping an eye on. And you reverberations.
God damn, they hit my man with wire fraud? Damn. What's up with Big Shot Billups? What the fuck Big Shot Billups was getting himself into, babe? Hit you with Buddy Laundry and wire fraud? Hold on, yo, we gotta look at this third. God damn. That's crazy. Hold on.
Men and women up here stand.
Let's say NBA coach and mob bosses indicted for gambling. Oh, mob boss. Because I heard something about the mob too. They said something about like, what the fuck? This guy. God damn, yo, this shit getting thick. This Cash Patel right here, the direct FBI director.
To FBI director Cash Patel. Got a story to tell. Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. Men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today.
Damn.
Turn the podium over to FBI Director Cash Patel.
Damn, so they had connections with the mob? God damn. Sheesh. Yo, it's, god damn, along with NYC Italian gangsters. Damn, that's crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, how in the hell did they come up with that? God damn. Niggas doing illegal sports betting, yo, with the mob. That's crazy. Dude's been point shaving for years. Damn. Damn, yo, that shit crazy, yo. These motherfuckers, and they throwing games. That's what I'm saying, yo. This sports betting shit, yo, this shit done took over the league, man. That's crazy. God damn. They arrested more than 30 individuals. Sheesh. Yeah. Niggas been throwing games, bro. So niggas can hit they over and under. You know what I mean? That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't surprised, but...
Rozier.
Oh, whoa, that's his boy. That's his boy.
I think we gotta get rid of Rozier.
Oh, whoa.
Damn. Yo, that's crazy. So yeah, so they saying that these guys, man, is in legal sports betting. They say that I've been hearing about Terry Rozier. That's crazy. Yeah, so they got for gambling and betting on their games and shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. These motherfuckers is crazy.
Celtics players have been arrested in a massive gambling investigation.
That's crazy.
Rozier spent 4 seasons in Boston and now plays for the Miami Heat.
Federal investigators say he is among dozens connected to illegal sports betting and rigged poker games. 7's Dan Housley is live at the breaking news desk with the details at noon.
Well, Brandon and Amaka, these are two far-ranging indictments that detail cheating and gambling. Cheating in the world of legal gambling on pro basketball games and cheating in the world of illegal card games, with former pro basketball players drawing in the victims. More than 30 people are charged in connection with the illegal sports betting and rigged poker games backed up by the mafia. Current and former NBA basketball players involved in both. Among the players named is former Boston Celtic Terry Rozier, drafted by the Celtics, and now with the Miami Heat. Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups and former Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones. Rozier was allegedly caught up in an investigation the New York City Police Commissioner is calling nothing but bet. She says Rozier and others used NBA inside information about players and situations to help people place hundreds of thousands of dollars in big prop bets. Now, these prop bets are novelty or side bets on whether a specific player will get more or less of a number of points or rebounds or another stat. She says some players sometimes even faked injuries to make prop bets pay off for the insiders, and pointed to one game 2 years ago when Rozier was playing in Charlotte.
Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash.
Including Terry Rozier and 2 other former Celtics players have been arrested.
Damn, that's crazy. So, yo, I always knew, yo, how these motherfuckers, man, was had something to do with these over and under bets, man. You gotta think, these niggas got homeboys and family and friends and shit that ain't in the league. So, it just be like, yo, that shit ain't, I mean, but you gotta think, a lot of motherfuckers think they probably ain't gonna get caught, yo. You know what I mean? Like, that shit crazy, though. That shit crazy. Like, say you got your mans, you know what I mean? You tell them, like, yo, place this under bet for 50K, you know what I mean? That pay out 150K. That I'm gonna get under 15 points. You know what I mean? Then you fake a little injury. You come down real hard. Fake a little injury. You know what I mean? Well, you only got 13 points. You know what I mean? Now you done hit your man. Like, yo, I told you, boy, that under pay out because you done faked your injury. Now you only hit 13 points. You was supposed to hit 15. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I can see how they was doing it. You know what I mean? It's just like, was it worth it? No, because these niggas is making millions and millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, that shit ain't worth it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't risking my millions of dollars just for you to come up on a couple hundred thousands. No, we ain't doing that. But on the tip where though, like, these niggas ain't think they was gonna get caught. You feel what I'm saying? You know, because they probably talking to they, but you know, word word get around, bro. And you gotta think, these motherfuckers probably was like, yo, you know what I mean? They probably letting they probably letting their friends know, but then their friends probably telling other people, like, yeah, boy, you know my man, boy, he just got me this, you know what I mean? Or whatever. They see you in the club, at the strip club, making it rain. And it's like, damn, where the fuck you get all this money from? Next thing you know, the cat out the bag. You feel what I'm saying? Where, you know, your mans, which is in the NBA, he throwing games and shit. That shit crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I never really was big on this sports bet and shit. Like I still don't sports bet. Like cause I don't like losing money. You know what I mean? I'm a type nigga. I need to know. I need a 99.9% guarantee that I'm gonna make my money back if I you know what I mean, put it out there. Like I used to shoot dice with my homeboys. We used to do that shit all the time, but that's still in my hands. You know what I mean? If I'm going to gamble, I at least want it to be in my hands. I ain't gambling on nobody else. You know what I mean? That's what you doing with these basketball players. You gambling. And niggas be coming up. I ain't gonna lie. I see some niggas, they be coming up. You feel what I'm saying? You know, niggas lose as much as they win. But, you know, you can come up. You know what I mean? You pick a right parlay, right day, right night. Yeah, man, you can come up. But that shit crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, these niggas out here, man, they putting their homeboys on, putting their peoples on. That way they can come up. Instead of just, you know what I mean, giving them a job or letting them work for you or giving them a little startup and they start up their own business or something. Like, I'd much rather you do that than for me to, you know what I mean, risk my career and risk getting investigated by the, especially now with this sports betting shit they got going on. You know what I mean? Back in the day, Jordan and all them was betting on their games and Magic and all them, they was betting on their games. You know what I mean? But it wasn't really no, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't no social media, you know what I mean? Shit was, you know what I mean? Hush, hush and all that. We already heard that alleged stories about Jordan betting on his games and shit like that. You know what I mean? But now with this sports betting shit, and there's so much, you know what I mean? You got logged in, they want your credentials, and you know what I mean? It's so much shit that it ain't really how it used to be, where it ain't really, what's the word I'm looking for? It ain't, a secret, basically. You feel what I'm saying? Like, back then, you could keep that shit a secret. Nowadays, you know what I mean? Everything, social media and all this shit. That shit crazy, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, yo, that's crazy. And I really want to know what's up with Chauncey Billups. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little shocked at Big Shot Billups. I ain't gonna lie. Now, Terry Rozier, I heard the story about him a couple years ago, you know what I mean? Which I ain't shocked really about none of these guys. But I felt like Chauncey Billups, he an OG of the game. Chauncey Billups, you know what I mean? He been in the league since the 90s. You know what I mean? So I felt like Chauncey Billups probably should know a little better. But you gotta think too, yo, these niggas ain't really getting the money that they used to get. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, they probably, you know what I mean, child support, you know what I mean, taxes, all types of shit, you know. And then, you know, niggas spend money as much as they make it. So, nigga come to you, boy, you know, you can make this extra $5-6 million a year doing this illegal sports bet. Ain't nobody gonna know about it, you know what I mean? Hey, some niggas might take up on that offer. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all about the person who you is and everything, but that shit crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't think that Chauncey Billups, not Big Shot Billups. You know what I mean? My man, Big Shot. You hear me? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. You feel me? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Robbie TV. But yeah, man, what y'all think about this sports betting? Y'all, anybody on here, y'all be doing the sports betting? FanDuel, DraftKings, any one of them, you know what I mean? Y'all do the sports bet? I don't sports bet, bro. Cause I be too, you know what I mean, too mad I'm gonna lose my motherfucking money. You know what I mean? But it's on the tip where it's though too, it's like you can come up about that sports betting too. You know what I mean? So you really got, you know, you got, you know what I mean, be smart about it. Let me see, my man, Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups. That shit crazy, yo. My man, Mr. Big Shot. Damn. Let me see. I know I see what Stephen A had to say about it. I know Stephen A was in they ass. I'm a little disappointed in Mr. Big Shot though. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I thought Chauncey Billups, he always gave you a stand up. You know, I mean, shit, buddy talk. You feel what I'm saying? So shit, everybody got a price. Don't give a fuck who you is. Everybody got a price. You feel me? So it's like, you know what I mean, they might have came to it with the right price. But then when this people with the mob though, like they say he had ties in with the La Cosa Nostra. You know what I mean? That's the 5 families. You know what I mean? Like, God damn, how the fuck you get involved with them? Even though, you know, with the mob, they got their heads and everything. You don't really hear about the mob and see them no more, but they still around. Don't get it fucked up. The mob is definitely still around. You feel what I'm saying? Just because you don't hear about them and see them, and you know what I mean, they didn't put all their resources into the black community now and try to, you know, make us the target. It's the mob still exists, and the mob is highly still relevant, and they still got their hands, especially up in New York. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's see what they got to say. Oh, it was called Operation Bet. God damn. Ooh-wee. NBA ready be thick right now, yo. NBA ready be thick. Niggas ain't ready be doing no sports betting. Man, niggas ready be tight and dip. Niggas ready be walking the straight line. You nigga ain't even ready be talking no bets in the locker room, man. Nigga don't want to hear nothing. You hear me? Man, they all niggas ass, man. That is crazy. This white girl got to say. She like, she. That's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm shocked, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm shocked. I'm not shocked on the tip where as though niggas is betting, because I think that's what fucking Anthony Davis be doing, bro. Ain't no way this nigga Anthony Davis be sitting out this much, and you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I mean, allegedly. I'm not gonna put that on Anthony Davis. I'm just making a joke. It's just a joke. You feel what I'm saying? But because Anthony Davis has stay hurt. But yo, I'm not surprised, yo, these niggas be doing shit like this, bro. You gotta think, because they got the inside scoop. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, you play for the NBA, you got the inside scoop. So you know a little bit more than what the average, you know, better, like a nigga like me or somebody that's just average, that's not in the league. You would know more than what they would know, of course. So, you know what I mean? That right there, that can get you an upper edge. And on the tip where as though, you know, these guys, you know, they making money, but, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, especially for guys maybe like a Terry Rozier and all them, you know, they not big names. So he might get a I think Terry Rozier, I think Shorty got a good contract when he went down, because Terry Rozier was balling when he was in the Celtics. Shorty was balling. I ain't gonna lie, Terry Rozier was making a name for himself. Say he just shot a $62 million check. With Terry Rozier, I figured that. I figured, yo, he got paid a couple dollars. But you gotta think too, these guys, man, they be spending money. They got, you know what I mean, probably baby mamas and child support, and you know what I mean, hoes they taking care of. Let's just say Johnny. He made a total of $160 million. God damn, you talking about Terry Rozier? Yeah, I ain't surprised. I know Terry Rozier was balling. Shorty was balling. And I know he got a nice, at least $20, $30 million contract. Because in the NBA, they give money away. I ain't gonna lie to you. You say, tell me you can't live off $30 million. Just say he lost. Yeah, you right about that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit, I can live off $1 million. You know what I mean? So yeah, he definitely, them niggas, they got greedy. They got greedy. You feel what I'm saying? And it probably came to a fact where as though they was making money with their homeboys and shit. You know what I mean? You know, it's, you know what I mean? Damn, what'd you say? Yes, he got $8 million from the Celtics. He got $89 million from the Hornets and $62 from the Heat. God damn, yeah, there ain't no excuse for that. Yeah, he right about that. Shorty he did have a bag. All them niggas in the NBA making money. Now, if it was the NFL, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be like, all right, because the NFL niggas be making, man, niggas be making 100, 200,000. Yeah, it's like, no, I ain't gonna see. Or if it was the WNBA. If it was the WNBA or the NFL, I'd be like, oh, all right, yeah, I see why, because them niggas don't get paid. But in the NBA, them niggas get paid, bro. They get paid. I ain't gonna lie, like, the 12th man on the bench in the NBA might be making $1.52 million a year, and he might not get no time. You feel what I'm saying? That nigga on a 10-day contract might get $250,000. You feel what I'm saying? Shit, or $100,000 just on a 10-day contract. So you know what I mean? Like them guys, they getting money in the NBA. They getting money. So it is kind of unexcusable for that. And I'm really disappointed in Mr. Big Shot. Chauncey Billups, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how the hell he got involved in that or what the hell he was. You know what I mean? But I'm disappointed in Mr. Big Shot, because I ain't gonna lie, Chauncey Billups, I just thought he was, and plus he an OG. I feel like he should know better. You know what I mean? Like he been around the game for a long time, over 20 years. So he a vet. You know what I mean? But it's like you say, man, them guys, you know, everybody got a price. You hear me, Johnny? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. But everybody got a price, man. You feel what I'm saying? So, let's see what this girl talking about, though.
We're charged in a huge illegal betting investigation that is linked. 3 NBA players and coaches are among the 34 charged
Make sure y'all like, subscribe.
in a huge illegal betting investigation that is linked to the mafia. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, and former Cleveland Cavaliers player Damon Jones were arrested on Thursday. There are 2 different cases going, one on insider sports betting and the other related to an illegal poker rigging scheme. FBI Director Kash Patel held a press conference on Thursday explaining the years-long investigation that happened across 11 states. Prosecutors say most of the bets involved in the case were made on a specific event happening during the game, like how many rebounds or fouls would happen. And in the poker game case, the 32 defendants are accused of rigging games using wireless cheating technology. The defendants made their first court appearance on Thursday. I'm Kate Martell. For more of today's news, check out my newsletter. It's called The Hills 1230 Report. You can find
I want to know how the fuck he got ties to the mob. Like, how did this got ties to the mob, bro? How did this got ties to the mob, man? You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all think that, y'all think, man, be honest with you, though, man, free them. Man, you know what I mean? Like, fuck all that, yo. They worry about the wrong shit, yo. Where the Epstein files at, man? Where the hell is all these, you know, people that's getting all these illegal sex trafficking rings and all this, man? Why we ain't hear nothing about no buses on them? You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about no illegal sports betting. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't bet, you know what I mean? So, you know, it would kind of fuck me up. I wouldn't want nobody. Like, if I bet fucking by $50 or Terry Rozier getting 15 points and his ass file out because he'd have put his fucking homeboys to bet 500,000 on his ass getting under 15 points, then yeah, I'm gonna be a little mad at Terry Rozier. Yeah, man, like Terry Rozier, man, yeah, man, you cost me $50, nigga. But I wouldn't be betting on Terry Rozier no more. You feel what I'm saying? I'd be betting on the mother. Yeah, man, all right, Terry Rozier, you fucking up my money. I ain't fucking with you. Yeah, man. But you know, I don't, you know, but that why? But I heard he got charged. Big Shot Billups got charged with wire fraud and money laundering. God damn, like that. Now they some big boy charges right there. You know what I mean? Money laundering, yeah, money laundering. And I think he said wire fraud. He said both of them carry up to 20 years. You know what I mean? And that's federal too. They ain't. I mean, that's fed. So yeah, let's see. Oh, this what's his name right here? Let's see what he got to say. Let's see. Let's go right here. Man, that's crazy. Then they say ties to the mob. That's just getting me like, yo, god damn. Yo, you never know what the fuck motherfuckers is got connections to or what's going on or what. Because I wouldn't even be thinking that, no, I mean, the mob. I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's like, god damn. Man, you can't trust nothing either. That's why I don't sports bet, bro. That's why I don't sports bet, yo, this shit, because I knew this shit was rigged. That's why I don't even watch sports in general. Because I knew this shit was rigged for real. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't really watch that shit for real. I be feeling like it's rigged. You feel me? And then on the tip where it's though, too, it's like, that shit don't give me the same excitement no more because of this sports betting shit. This FanDuel and all this shit. Like, these niggas, they not really, you know what I mean? Like, they not, and plus niggas don't take the game serious like that no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, everybody in it for the money now. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, them guys deserve what they get. The NFL guys deserve way more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I give it to the NFL. The NFL, and more people watch the NFL than the NBA. The NBA numbers has dropped dramatically. You feel what I'm saying? The NFL is the most watched sports in America now. You know what I mean? the NBA been done since like the 2000s. I mean, like the 2010s, I mean. I think that's when basketball was at the top. You know what I mean? Kobe, the early 2000s, Kobe, T-Mac, AI, you know what I mean? Or the old school, you know what I mean? Vince Carter and Shaq and all them. But I think at about 2010, I think that's when football, you know what I mean? And they got football start getting more of them big contracts to go on like ABC and you know what I mean? You know, all the big networks for real. But yeah, that shit crazy. Let's see what they talking about this though, y'all. That was just a problem. Like, damn, Big Shot Billups. They got my man Mr. Big Shot, yo. That's crazy, man. I'm disappointed in that, yo. I'm disappointed.
To say he was arrested as part of an illegal poker ring tied to the mafia. He's expected to make his first court appearance in Oregon later today. Meanwhile, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier is facing charges in a separate federal sports betting investigation. He's one of 6 people charged with using inside information to place illegal bets on basketball games. ABC's Andrew Dimbert is following both of those stories for us. Hi, Andrew. What's the latest on these arrests?
Well, Diane, this sent shockwaves through the NBA. On the same day, you have a head coach of a major NBA franchise arrested along with an all-star guard. And while these incidents are not related, they are both tied to illegal gambling. We'll start with Terry Rozier. His allegations stem from back in 2023 and his time with the Charlotte Hornets and apparently an unexpected surge in prop bets in a game that Rozier played in. Prop bets are essentially, you bet on a player's performance, not necessarily the outcome of a game. Now, Rozier's attorney has long maintained that the NBA did an investigation and found no wrongdoing. He was then traded to the Miami Heat. He played in a bunch of games last season. He's in the final year of his near $100 million contract, but was arrested shortly after the Miami Heat season opener last night, where he did not play.
FBI Director Kash Patel is expected to officially announce charges any minute now, really. What are you watching for there?
Well, especially in the Rozier incident. Is this an isolated incident? Is this the beginning of the investigation or the end? Especially for NBA fans who have had concerns over the last few years with the proliferation of sports betting, the legalization of sports betting. Is this an isolated incident, or are there others? Are there other coaches or players that are potentially point shaving or manipulating bets? I think it's worth noting that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has said that the league does partner with their sports partners and their sports books so that those sports books can provide information about unusual activity and try and nip some of this in the bud.
All right, Andrew Dimbert, thank you.
Damn. That shit crazy. Yeah, man, you gotta think, yo, these motherfuckers out here, man, they hungry. And you gotta think, with these sports bet, with these companies, these billion-dollar companies, yo, DraftKings, FanDuel, and all these billion-dollar companies, man. And how they looking at it, too, is they all connected with the NBA and the feds and all that shit. All that shit connected. So you gotta think, yo, it ain't just about they breaking the law, supposedly. You know what I mean? It's they taking billions of dollars from this this company. You know, companies is always about making money. That's what companies is mainly about. It ain't about too much nothing else. It's about making a profit. You feel what I'm saying? So with Terry Rozier and all these guys, you know what I mean, they betting on these getting people to bet on them. You gotta think, yo, Terry Rozier get 10 people to bet $100,000 that pay out $1.5 million. You gotta think, yo, you know what I mean? This company just lost shit, 10, 20 million in one night. You feel what I'm saying? Just on a bet that somebody placed that he already knew that he had control over, that he knew he was going to win. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I don't fuck with none of these sports betting companies, and I hope they ass all motherfucking, you know what I mean? Shit, because that's what they doing. They getting a lot, way more money than what they dishing out. They getting way more. You feel what I'm saying? So from niggas like me that don't got no inside scoop, that's just betting on what I just know about sports. You know what I mean? So they definitely getting their money's worth. But on the tip where though they not trying to lose no money. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I ain't feeling that, man. Free Rozier, man. Free Mr. Big Shot. Yeah, babe. Fuck up. Yeah, babe. Get y'all. Yeah, like I ain't really. It wasn't worth it though. It ain't worth it. So I do, you know, I do get when niggas coming like, yo, it ain't worth it though. Cause I mean, like you say, you got, especially Terry Rozier, my nigga, you got $100 million contract with the Heat and all, you know what I mean? Or almost 100. Like them niggas ain't hurting for money. You feel what I'm saying? And you gotta think, yo, they cracking down on this sports betting shit and all this, cause that's what niggas is doing now. You feel what I'm saying? Like that shit legal now. So anytime something get legal, they gonna crack down on it even more. Because they know motherfuckers gonna still try and find loopholes and all this shit. You know what I mean? And they missing out money. That's all they worry about is the money aspect. And they try to nip it. They gonna try to nip it in the bud before, you know what I mean, more people start catching on to it. More people start getting through the loophole and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. I did not expect Mr. Big Shot to be up there, especially when they talk about with the mob. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's see what they say. It's the press conference right here.
Over to FBI Director Kash Patel.
Profound justice in an era that needed it more than any.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, man. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV. We just hit 320. We on our way to 350 subscribers, baby. Make sure y'all keep tuning in, man. I appreciate everybody that hit the like button. I appreciate everybody that watched the live. I appreciate you if you know what I mean, comment, gave me a like, gave me a share, whatever. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all, man. We on our way to 500 subscribers, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all like. Give me a like and subscribe.
Some of the
You
details
want to hear what Kash Patel got to talk about.
And then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra, to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling.
Damn.
This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across the country. You hear a lot about our work defending Gambino,
God damn.
and Lucchese crime families, and you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across the country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it without our interagency partners that are before us today. The NYPD, HSI, and teams of law enforcement officials from around the country made this day possible. It takes a team to bring this kind of justice, sweeping justice, into the halls.
God damn. So they hit them, yo, they said money laundering, extortion, robbery, wire fraud. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they some big boy charges, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. They some big, especially that extortion and money laundering. Like you say, a lot of them, they say somebody, they carried up to 20 years, 10 years minimum. You know what I mean? So, yo, I hope these guys, you know what I mean, they can, you know, hopefully they wasn't involved in none of that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know they gonna try to stick it to them. You feel what I'm saying? And the NBA players. And I learned, too, I seen the thing when you're an NBA player, you can't sports bet. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's, when you sign that contract, I believe in that contract, it states that you can't do no type of betting. You feel what I'm saying? No type of betting on the games, no type of sports betting, no type of none of that. You feel what I'm saying? So I believe that's one of the oaths that they take when they sign the contract. So, you know what I mean? They got a point right there with that. Now, as far as the money and all that, that's really why they got him, because of the money. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't tripping off none of that. You know what I mean? Them companies ain't hurting on no money. But it's on the tip where, as though too, you know, the NBA players sign a contract that, you know, they not supposed to bet on the games. You know what I mean? Or give inside information, you know what I mean? Nothing. You know what I mean? So that's where they gonna probably get fucked over at. You know what I mean? They probably gonna have to pay back hella restitution. They could probably have to pay back hella fines. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can make out though. I'm hoping. You know what I mean? And I've been hearing about this shit with Terry Rozier. They been on his ass. So I don't know. You know what I mean? That shit crazy, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna touch on this a little bit and we're gonna get up out of here. I had to touch on this. I'm like, damn, yo, Mr. Big Shot. You know what I mean? Like, damn, yo, Mr. Big Shot, yo, I'd have hit a lot of big shots with your old 2K. Yeah, baby, I be on NBA Live. Yeah, baby, NBA Live 05. Yeah, baby, 06. Yo, still with the shit, even when Chauncey Billups was with the when he got traded to the Clippers, like later on in his career, he got traded to the Clippers. I think that was what like 2010, like right before Blake and them, right before Lob City came. He was on there before Lob City, I believe. Or he might have been there with Lob City. He was on one. He was a veteran on one of them teams. They was either the Clippers. I think he was with the Clippers. It was either the Clippers or I forgot. It was one of those teams. But I remember hitting a lot of big shots with Big Shot Billups on 2K and on NBA Live. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, this the Big Shot. You know what I mean? From the Bad Boy Pistons. You feel me? Like, damn. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. Like, subscribe, Robbie TV. We touching on Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. These guys just got indicted by the feds, man, for all type of illegal sports betting. You know what I mean? That shit crazy, man.
Where our brave United States attorney has led this prosecution. It takes courageous prosecutors to stand before you and say, we will not allow this kind of illicit activity to happen, not only at the national sporting level, but also where it hides in La Cosa Nostra. And when these two collided together, they perpetrated a fraud that is historic in terms of not just money, but the scheme and the deceit that they utilize to steal and swindle people from money, to include crypto fraud. This is an operation that showcases to you that under President Trump's administration, there is no room for any type of criminal behavior, be it on the world's largest stage or in the back rooms of tiny parlors where guard games are being played. We are proud to stand here today with the men and women of the FBI and this legal team. And to the United States Attorney, I just want to thank you personally for taking the time to display the work that the media is about to hear about today in detail. As I said, it does take courageous prosecutors, but it takes a courageous United States attorney to bring this case, because we are going to take heat for it. But we don't shy away in this administration. We don't say no. What we do is we bring the results across the finish line. We bring them to the public. We bring you accountability. And yes, they will have their day in court, and you will hear the evidence through the court system exclusively. We will not.
Yeah, we're going to keep up on this story.
And that's the...
I don't hear what you got to say.
Director.
I think this is Attorney General. Yeah, man. I know this right here. A lot of niggas in the NBA boy Ray be scared straight. You hear me, man? Niggas ain't ready be doing no more sports. But because I know these niggas at the NBA, they weren't the only ones that was doing it. You know what I mean? Now I don't know no other. I ain't put nobody's name out there. But I know these niggas weren't the only ones that was doing it. You feel what I'm saying? So they probably the ones that got caught, but they not probably the only ones that was doing it. Yeah, that shit crazy. So yeah, we gonna see though. What we gonna see? Yeah, man. That shit ain't funny though, man. I really, you know, man. These guys, they could be sitting down for a couple years out this, man. You know what I mean? I don't really. Well, from what I've heard, these charges is big boy charges. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to the money laundering and the wire fraud, and they say extortion, and then they say they got ties to La Cosa Nostra, which is the mob. You know what I mean? So you know they're gonna try to stick it to them. You feel what I'm saying? And they're gonna try to make it, because this is the first big case with illegal sports betting. You feel what I'm saying? So they're gonna try this is the first big case I heard of. I ain't heard no other big cases like this. You know what I mean? Especially when, you know, because Chauncey Billups is a big name in sports. And I think Chauncey Billups was just a commentator on, he was just commentating. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, yeah, Yeah, this right here, this gonna scare a lot of motherfuckers straight, yo. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be, niggas ain't gonna be sports betting no more. Niggas ain't gonna be, man, niggas don't even want to think about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, for real, this shit gonna scare a lot of motherfuckers straight. You know what I mean? Yo, let's see what he said. I think that's the
Illegal gambling, very specific cases. Thank you, Director Patel. To be clear, we're announcing today indictments in 2 major cases, both involving fraud. One involves sports betting, and the other involves illegal gambling, very specifically rigged poker games. The first indictment involves 6 defendants who are alleged to have participated in one of the most brazen sports corruption since online sports betting became widely legalized in the United States.
yeah. Told you.
This scheme is an insider sports betting conspiracy that exploited confidential information about National Basketball Association athletes and teams. The second indictment involves 31 defendants alleged to have participated in a nationwide scheme to rig illegal poker games. These defendants, which include former professional athletes, used high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. The games in the New York area were backed by the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese crime families of La Cosa Nostra. While the cases are separate, there are 3 overlapping defendants charged in both cases. Damon Jones, Eric Ernest, and Shane Hennon. The indictments in these cases contain only allegations, and the defendants are presumed innocent until they are proven guilty in a court of law. But my message to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this: your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that. First, I would like to talk about United States versus Ernest, the NBA basketball gambling case. The defendants in this case are Eric Ernest, Marvez Farley, Shane Hennon, DeNiro Laster, Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach, and Terry Rozier, a current NBA player. Other co-conspirators were previously charged for their roles in the scheme, including former NBA player Jonte Porter. Between December 2022 and March 2024, these defendants perpetrated a scheme to defraud by betting on inside, non-public information about NBA athletes and teams. The non-public information included when specific players would be sitting out future games, or when they would pull themselves out early for purported injuries or illnesses. They relied on corrupt individuals, including Jones and Rozier. They also misused information obtained through long-standing friendships that they had with NBA players and coaches. And in at least one instance, they got their information by threatening a current player, Porter, because of his pre-existing gambling debts. Defendants used this non-public information to place hundreds of thousands of dollars in fraudulent bets, mostly in the form of prop bets on individual player performance. The bets were placed through online sports books and also in person at casinos. The defendants relied on a network of straw bettors to place the maximum amount of bets to increase their potential profits. Most of these bets succeeded, and the intended losses were in the millions of dollars. The defendants then laundered their illegal winnings in various ways: peer-to-peer platforms, bank wires, and simple cash exchanges.
Big color, bigger savings.
God damn. Yeah, yo. This shit right here, this some big boy shit. I told you, like I say, this is the biggest illegal sports betting scheme we done seen yet. You know what I mean? Like, this the biggest one. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially when they say they come to the mob and all that, like, god damn. You know what I mean? So yeah, yo, we gonna definitely keep a close night tit on this. You know what I mean? Because this got to do with basketball. You know what I mean? You know, basketball. That's my love. You know, that's my first love for real. Basketball really is my first love. Like I was loving basketball before I knew any other thing else. You feel what I'm saying? Besides my family. So yeah, man, this right here, I definitely, you know, it's just. I want to know their reason why, though. Like, why? What was their reason for it? I mean, I know money. Of course, money. You feel what I'm saying? But these guys wasn't broke, though. So I think it was more so to mostly help help people around them out without actually giving them money. Like, yo, I'm gonna help you make your own money. Place this bet for $500 to win $50,000. You know what I mean? On this player getting a below 10 points. You feel what I'm saying? And I know he gonna get under 10 points because, you know what I mean, he ain't, you know what I mean, he gonna be, yeah, I know he ain't gonna get under 10 points. So put that bet on there, and yeah, I'm helping you, nigga. You know what I mean? And when that bet go through, I need 10,000 of that 50,000 you win. You know what I mean? So me personally, that's what I think. I think they was doing it because they niggas wasn't broke. You know what I mean? None of them guys was broke. So they didn't have to do it. But I think they was doing it because the shit probably was easy when they first started doing it. Shit probably was easy money. You feel what I'm saying? Like they probably got over, you know what I mean? You know, over, you know, nigga get greedy with it. You know what I mean? They probably did it a few times, seen it work, seen this, that, and the third, was swept under the rug. Then they like, oh shit, we can really do this. Then they probably start putting their family members on, their cousins, their brothers, their uncles, they, you know what I mean, homeboys, shit like that, so they can start making money. You know what I mean? And I think that's how, then, you know, now I don't know about with the illegal poker games and all that shit. I don't know how the fuck they got involved with, you know what I mean? But, I mean, hey, it's an underground world that, you know what I mean, for everything. So, yeah, man, we definitely gonna keep a tight knit on this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that I keep y'all updated on it, because shit, I ain't gonna lie, I wanna know what the fuck is still gonna go on myself. So I'm definitely gonna hear when they make their first court appearance and everything. I wanna hear when they, you know what I mean, what they say and what the lawyer's saying, and you know what I mean, shit like that. So we definitely gonna keep a tight knit on this, man. So yeah, man, I'll make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. We done got on into it, got dark now. I'm about to hit the gym, you know what I mean? And yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, Robbie TV. Check out my other videos, my other lives. You know what I mean? I got a lot of other content coming up. And like I said, I appreciate everybody that tapped in, everybody that liked, subscribed, you know what I mean? Everybody that watched my videos, commented, you feel me? So, yeah, man, Robbie TV, Shake Back Kid. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and we out.